What if you woke up tomorrow and the universe had an expiration date? Not in billions of years, but starting right now. What if everything we know, every star, every galaxy, every planet, was on a countdown to oblivion? This isn't science fiction. This is a real, albeit terrifying, cosmological possibility known as the Big Crunch. For decades, we've been told the universe is expanding, flying apart faster and faster. The Big Bang sent everything hurtling outwards, and it's been going ever since. But what if that's only half the story? What if the same force that started it all, gravity, is quietly waiting to pull it all back together? Imagine gravity as a cosmic rubber band. The Big Bang stretched it to its limit. If there's enough mass and energy in the universe, enough stuff, that rubber band won't just snap, it will start to recoil. Slowly at first, then faster and faster, pulling everything back towards a single, infinitely dense point, a reversal of the Big Bang. So, what would it look like if this cosmic rewind started tomorrow? The first signs wouldn't be dramatic explosions. They'd be subtle, almost undetectable. Astronomers would be the first to notice. They'd look at distant galaxies and see something baffling. Instead of a redshift, the stretching of light that proves galaxies are moving away from us, they'd see a blue shift. The light waves would be compressed, a clear signal that those galaxies are no longer receding. They're coming towards us. At first, there would be debates, arguments, and frantic double-checking of data. Could it be a mistake? An instrumental error? But as more and more observatories confirmed the same blue shift across the sky, a chilling realization would dawn. The expansion has stopped. The contraction has begun. For us on Earth, life would go on as normal for a while. You wouldn't feel it. The sun would still rise. The seasons would still change. But the news would be everywhere. The universe is collapsing. The ultimate deadline has been set. The initial reaction, panic, chaos, but also a strange, unprecedented unity. When you're all facing the same end, earthly divisions suddenly seem pretty small. Centuries, maybe even millennia, would pass. The blue shift would become more and more pronounced. The night sky would begin to change dramatically. Distant galaxies, once faint smudges of light, would grow larger and brighter. The Andromeda Galaxy, our closest major neighbor, is already on a collision course with our Milky Way. In this scenario, that collision would be just one of many. The sky would fill with these approaching galaxies, a breathtaking and terrifying celestial fireworks show. As the universe shrinks, the space between everything gets smaller. The temperature of the entire cosmos would begin to rise. The cosmic microwave background radiation, the faint afterglow of the Big Bang, is currently just a frigid 2.7 degrees above absolute zero. But as the universe compresses, that radiation would get hotter and hotter. The empty space between the stars would start to glow. First a faint red, then a brilliant orange, and eventually a blinding white. The concept of night would cease to exist. The entire sky would be as bright as the surface of a star. Life on Earth would become impossible long before the final crunch. The rising background temperature would boil our oceans, strip away our atmosphere, and bake the surface of our planet until it glowed. Any hope for humanity would lie in becoming a multiplanetary, and eventually an interstellar species, desperately trying to outrun the inevitable. But where could you go? Every corner of the universe is being squeezed. There is no escape. As the collapse accelerates, things get even weirder. Stars, which have lived for billions of years, would start to collide. Imagine our sun, not just burning out, but crashing into another star. In a cataclysmic explosion, our galaxy, the Milky Way, would merge with Andromeda and countless others, forming a single, monstrous soup. The density of matter would become unimaginable. In the final stages, the very fabric of physics as we know it would break down. The temperature would become so extreme that atoms themselves would be torn apart into a soup of elementary particles. Stars would be ripped apart by the immense gravitational forces. Even black holes, the champions of gravity, would begin to merge, consuming everything around them in a final cosmic feeding frenzy. The universe would become a single, unified inferno. Every point in space would be hotter than the core of a sun. All the matter and energy that ever existed, every star, every planet, every person, would be crushed together. And then, in the last fraction of a second. Everything we know, space, time, all matter and energy would collapse back into the same singularity from which it all began, an infinitely hot, infinitely dense point. The big crunch. But here's the most mind-bending question of all. What happens after the crunch? Does it all just end? Or could that singularity, under its own immense pressure and energy, explode outwards? Once again, in a new Big Bang. This is the idea of the oscillating universe, a cosmic cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. A universe that expands, collapses, and is reborn from its own ashes, over and over again, for eternity. Could our universe be just one in an infinite series of universes? Could the end of our existence be the beginning of another? We don't have the answers. The fate of our universe, whether it expands forever into a cold, dark emptiness, or collapses back into a fiery rebirth, depends on a cosmic balancing act we are only just beginning to understand. But thinking about it forces us to confront the biggest questions of all. Where did we come from? Where are we going? And what is our place in this vast, mysterious, and utterly incredible cosmos? The universe is telling a story, and we're lucky enough to be here to witness it. If this journey to the end of time sparked your curiosity, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We dive into the universe's biggest mysteries every week. Thanks for watching.